Greetings from Panama. I'm sitting right on the edge of my front porch because I'm excited to showcase every little tiny update to my garden. I have this beautiful tropical garden that's on the side of our land that faces the ocean towards the peninsula with Panama and Costa Rica and Punta Burica. And this is my gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous tropical garden that I'm in the middle of planting. Most of the plants are still in temporary 1-gallon bags of soil, and some are in 7-gallon pots, but little by little I'm getting them in the ground. It's quite a project. But I have this entire row of beautiful plants, and I love them so much. This one right here in the middle just went in the ground today. This is probably the most stunning and exotic plant I've ever grown in my life. It's a Heliconia stricta, and its common name is Mila. It was the very first one to bloom, and it has bloomed prolifically ever since I got it. This was in a 7-gallon pot, and it was quite a project to get it in the ground today because I had to dig about a foot deep and then do all my soil amendments and everything. So I now have one, that's the Heliconia Mila, 2, 3, I have 4 in the ground and only about 16 to go. So all of these are plants that I got from Carla Black's Heliconia farm up near Volcan. This is a farm I discovered my first trip to Panama in 2013, but I did not know it was a private property, a privately owned farm. I thought it was some kind of a national park. I went there with a fellow photographer to photograph the Heliconia and other plants. They had like a garden open house. And I didn't realize that it was a plant sale. 10 years later, I finally discovered who it was that owned it, about a year after we lived here. And I went up there last July for their once-a-year open house and plant sale. And I got about 20 plants last year. And a number of them are around. You can see we have a citronella there. All of the larger plants that you see here, the ones on the end, which are Heliconia tropics, they have a really cute little delicate tropical looking flower. And these more established, these are called Colcasia esculenta, and their common name is black magic. Some people call them black knights. They get their leaves really, really, really large if you split them up, but I've decided I kind of like these clusters of the smaller size leaves, and so I'm not sure I may do some of both. So what I have in the ground so far is the Mila. On either side of it I have what is known as a stricta number 2, and this gets almost kind of a lobster claw looking like appearance. I do have some that are called lobster claw. We have those on the other side of the house. But these two are known as Heliconia stricta number 2, and they have not bloomed yet. The other one that has bloomed, it's planted in a pot, but it's not in the ground yet, is this one. It's stunning. It is called Heliconia Total Eclipse. These are the darkest Heliconia flowers that any Heliconia is known to get. They're a beautiful burgundy red color, almost maroon, depending on the light. They look really beautiful with the Colcasia black knights. I love them. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 blooms on it. I think a 5th one coming. This one has all 5 stalks in bloom, and it had a 6th stalk in bloom that I cut off today because it was really past tense, and there are 2 new shoots coming in, and so I want to make sure that those get all... Oh, there's another 3rd shoot coming in, look. I know how to recognize when it's a new flower stalk coming in. So this is my project for today. It's this Heliconia, and I know it doesn't sound like much, but I'm doing a plant a day, because honestly, that right there was nearly an all-day project. I take the soil out that I remove, and I use it to fill in other areas of the yard that need to be filled, and then I add soil amendments, and then I dig the hole for the plant, And then I add more amendments under the plant, and then I put really rich black earth Tierra Negra mixed with composted horse manure that I get up in the country. And then I also use, these are rice husks, and they're very popular here in Panama to help with drainage, and also as just a simple top dressing to help keep moisture in and keep weeds down. They work great. So I've got giant bags of those. And I'll just give you a quick view. These are all shade plants on this side, and I will be working on that garden later. I think by the time I get to that point, I'm going to hire somebody to help me, because this ground is much harder to dig because it does not get rained on. It's under an overhang of a roof. There's our coconut tree. These little lovelies are new this year. They are also Coccasia esculenta, but this variety is known as the lemon lime, and they do well either in sun or shade. This one that's hidden in the back is a lemongrass, and the reason it's hidden is because our dogs keep eating our lemongrass plants. So I need to find a better place for that. This one here, I don't think these are going to stay here. I'm not sure. This gets more sun than I thought, but they're just here for now. So these are new. I just got these a couple weeks ago. On this side, these are all plants from last year, and they are being used to camouflage. In Panama, I don't know why, but they put your septic tanks above ground. And so when I look out my kitchen window, this is what I see. That's our kitchen window right there. All here is all my different soil amendments that I use and my compost. So we have some really beautiful agave, aloe. This gorgeous purple fountain grass, I have 2 more of those. I can't remember where I put those. And then, I don't know where I put those. I just bought 2 more of those this year. They're hidden from the dogs somewhere. Anyways, here we go. And, oh, you know, I gotta take it back. Those were not lemongrass that the dogs ate. They were purple fountain grass. So we'll see how that does. Here's our front porch, looking at the beach. Our gorgeous, gorgeous views. There's my kayak. This is a small kayak that I bought here. My larger kayak is in storage in Colorado, and that'll be coming down. We do our little walk around on the porch. Beautiful front porch chairs waiting for visitors. Rocking chairs. I always tell Paul's mom I have 2 rockers because the second one is for her. Love this little settee, except the dogs think it's for them, so the cushions are always dirty. This is one of my favorite things on earth. I got this Panama hammock, our first trip to Panama. This was hanging in our basement in Colorado after our first trip to help us feel like we were still in Panama. I don't know how I could have failed to include our gorgeous plantain farm in the back here. We have 4 getting to be pretty darn big plantain trees. Plantains are what we make patacones or grilled plantains or other wonderful delicacies from, but especially patacones. One of the most popular side dishes in Panama, or even as a main dish for people like Paul who are vegetarian. They're doing great. These were transplants from the rental house where we lived for 2 years. Over here is our supply of landscaping rocks, and behind it is our ginormous pile of Tierra Negra, black earth that came down from the volcanic regions of Volcan and Boquete, and we're using that to amend the soil in the gardens. So, sorry I forgot to include the patacone plantain trees. They're doing fantastic. They are huge. Actually, the truth is they're like medium-ish. Huge is so much bigger than this. These will be so big. But really proud of them. God bless my latest addition to the garden, which got transplanted in today. The most exotic plant I've ever grown, and I'm very excited and proud of it and happy with the success of it, is this Heliconia Mila. Take care from Panama. It's an absolutely beautiful day at the beach. Gosh, just beautiful day. Look at this view. That's our view.